So this week we are in Psalm 40 for our verse of the week. We're going to be taking Psalm 40, just a few verses from the start of this psalm, seeking to commit them to memory so that we can come back to them through the week, just dwelling on them, thinking upon them, and allowing them to kind of give us strength, be a source of our strength for the week. And so Psalm 40, verses 1 through to 3, it says this. It says, "I waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and heard my cry. He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and the mire. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. He put a new song in my mouth, a hymn of praise to our God. Many will see and fear the Lord and put their trust in him." And I love this psalm because it's just a reminder of what Jesus has done for us, really. I love how it says to us that he turned to us and heard our cry. You know, our cry really was came from that place of knowing we needed saving, knowing that we could not make it on our own. And Jesus is the one who came to us and met us in our need and lifted us out of that slimy pit, out of the mud and the mire, the mud and the mire of our sin and our wrongdoing that separated us from God. And it kind of had that sticky effect, doesn't it? Mud and mire, that it kind of clings onto you, and you know it's hard to get off, and you can get stuck in the mud. But Jesus he lifted us up out of that pit, and he set our feet on a rock. It said gave us a firm place to stand. That actually in Christ we have a new place to stand. We're not stuck in the mud anymore. We're not sinking in the mud. We're actually through Jesus and his death on the cross and his resurrection, actually we've been cleansed, pure, completely clean, made totally righteous through his blood. And so it's amazing just to think this is what Jesus has done for us, and actually we have now a firm place to stand in him. Faith in him is the rock of our life, if you like. It's the place on which we can found our life, and we can stand firm and find a secure foundation for our life. His work on the cross for us, you know, it means that actually it's unshakable, it's unchangeable, that when Jesus looks at us, he doesn't see mud and slime and mire. He sees the finished work of Jesus. He sees his righteousness, his purity, and actually we can stand confidently now before God because of what Jesus has done for us. And it says he's put a new song in our mouth, a hymn of praise to our God. Our lives are now about singing his praises, right? Singing the praises of this one who lifted us out of the mire, this one who saved us from our sin, this one who's given us a firm place to stand. That's what our lives are about now, singing his praises, a new song, a song which we didn't have before, a song which we didn't know before, we couldn't sing before because we didn't know Jesus. But now we know him, we've got a new song, a new hymn in our hearts, and it's for his praise, for his glory. That's what our lives are about now. And it says many will see and fear the Lord and put their trust in him. So I want to encourage you this week, you know, remember where you've come from, the mud and the mire. Remember what Jesus has done for you, lifted you up out of that pit, given you a firm place to stand. And so I want to encourage you, sing his praises this week, worship him. Let your week be about his glory, his praise this week. And we'll see you again soon.